Hey everyone, it's Mark Ross back for another video. Hope you guys have a great morning.
Hi everybody.
And Mom. It is 7:34 in the morning here where I am, and I'm in central Pennsylvania. It is a very gloomy, ugly, rainy day out this morning. Supposedly at 9 o'clock it is going to clear up. So, we will see. So I have a little bit to show you guys today. Actually, I have a whole basket. I have some sewed projects to show you today. Now these items, one of them is actually 100% completed. The other ones, they're almost completed. So I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll tell them that in a minute when I show them. So, I'm gonna try to. I have like a whole basket over here of stuff. So, the very first thing I completed last night was this, sewed Notion bag. So, it looks like this. It's a Notions bag. It has a zipper, white lining. That's what Mom picked. So, yeah, that's the very first thing I sewed. Last night, I went in about 10 o'clock, and I sewed until 1. Excuse me. I sewed until 1. Then I lay down for a couple hours, and could not sleep for the life of me. So I got up about 3:30 and went to the bathroom and, went back in, and laying down was not a good idea, because my back was really screaming at me. So I got up and sewed some more. Now the next 2 bags that I'm going to show you, the first one is this one just needs its drawstring in, and he will be done. But it is this little sunflower bag with the little birds on it, which I think is really cute.
There's birds on it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see.
So yeah. Me and Graham's gonna take me to Walmart probably tomorrow, but I have a feeling it might be later today if my pap gets hold of the information. Because usually whenever I want to do something, he's like, let's go. So yeah, I'm gonna get some ribbon for in the bags, because I have some ribbon, but it's like a 1/8 of an inch, and it's very, very thin. And it just doesn't do real good for a drawstring bag. So, there's a little sunflower with the birds. So, and then the next one, I messed up on it. I was sewing for so long that I always, when I mess up on something, that's usually me telling myself or somebody telling me that it's time to stop and put the items away. So I made this bag. This bag has these little red dots are all ladybugs and butterflies and flowers. So this side looks really nice. But then you get to this side, and this up here is really wrinkly. So this was the last bag that I tried to finish, and whenever I get back into my room to sew more, I am going to unpick these 2 seams and do them again so that it is the right way. And then I have 4 bags that need the drawstring casing on them. So I have this other fabric that has sunflowers and birds, little birds everywhere. Um, so yeah, I have this one right here. I have this one too. So that one just needs the drawstring. Then I have this really pretty floral print. And I don't cut any of my threads off until I am completely 100% done. So as you can see, there's a thread sticking out there. And when I mean completely 100% done, I mean the drawstrings in them. And that is what I mean when I say completely done. So there's that one. And then I have a pretty large one here. And this is a camper. Little, what is this, Mom? Like 70s camper vibes? 70s camper vibes with the colors and the styles and all of that. This hair is driving me nuts. And then I have one more sunflower bag, and that is this one here. And they all have yellow lining in it. Apparently, when Mom picked out the lining, she got a little crazy with the yellow.
And I didn't even remember that.
So, this bag, this one right here, the finished bag, it actually has orange in it. And this is the one I did first. And I used yellow because I didn't have like a gold. So I used yellow, but it works. It works. And then I'm like, well, do I have any more bags that have yellow in? And I found 5 of them. I found 5 bags that have yellow in. And that's just these bags. I didn't even count the Notion pouches, and I looked through them today too, and yeah, there's some that have yellow in too. So I am going to, I am going to do all of the yellow first, Notion pouches included, and get them done and out of the way. And, so yeah, that was my sewing last night. Pretty proud of myself for how much, pretty proud of myself for how much I got accomplished. That wasn't the only thing I got accomplished, though. So I have 4 cardigans that I am working on. One of them is for myself, and the other 3 are going to be for sale when I get them finished. So the first one we have is this one here. And this one is with the pink lemonade in black. I am just doing a random number of rows. I don't do any more than 5 rows, but it's like whatever I feel, and I just go back and forth between. So I do have both panels started. The other one is attached, the black is attached to it, and I'm still working on it. I don't know how many rows I'm going to do of the black before I go back to the pink, but this is what it's looking like so far. Just a little tiny thing right now. So there's that one. The next one I have is the green apple. I have it done, or I have it started. And I also have the other part, the other side of the cardigan done too, or started. I have I think black attached to it too. And I'm using a 6mm hook for all of these cardigans. The next one is the one that is the furthest one along. And that is because it is mine. And this is what it's looking like so far. Doing the same thing for all of them. random number of rows for each of them, just going back and forth between the two colors. This one I am using Pole and Limelight from Pole is a Red Heart color, and Limelight is a Hobby Lobby color. So that's mine, using a 6mm hook for that also. And then my last one is I actually have it out here in the living room because I was working on it yesterday. And I have the yarn still attached. But this one is the one with the teal ombre. And Mom and I decided that instead of doing black, we were going to do gray. And I kind of like it better. So yeah. And I'm using a 6mm hook for this also. I have not worked on any of my other projects. I've been mostly making amigurumi and working on cardigans. So now we are going to go into my finished objects. And there is a lot of amigurumi, but only a couple of amigurumi. Because I made multiple of each one. But first, the one that is on top is a baby blanket that I recently finished. And that is this little duck. Now, the blanket is a granny rectangle blanket. And I have decided that when I make future baby blankets with appliques on, I am going to go back to my regular granny square blanket. I'll tell you why. If I stick with a regular granny square blanket, I can probably get that thing cranked out in what, Mom? 2 days?
Yeah, something like that.
3 days tops? This blanket, the rectangle blanket, seemed like it took me over 2 weeks to do. And I worked on it and worked on it and worked on it, and it didn't seem like it was getting any bigger. And then my stupid mind, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. When I showed it to Mom, she's like, okay, I had another color I was going to add the whole cake onto it. And I just started it. I was only like a side and like 4 stitches on the other second side. And I showed it to Mom, and Mom's like, that is big enough. I'm like, you really think so? I said, because I had like 6 or 7 more skeins or cakes in my basket, and I was going to put all of them on. She's like, what are you doing, making a blanket for an elephant? I don't know what I was thinking. Even my granny square blankets ain't that big.
No, they're not.
But, like, I'll show you my little duck's going to be upside. I'll try to do it this way so he isn't upside down, but. So this is as big as it is. Like, this is, like, as big as it is. Mom says this is, like, a really good size for, like, a baby blanket. But my God, did it seem like it took me forever and a day to finish this thing. And I'm like, I will admit, I do like the look of the granny rectangle. But I am going back to my regular granny square. So she's like, yeah, what are you making that for, baby? An elephant? Like, no, I just was going to put all of these on. She's like, that would have been huge. Yeah, it would have been. I did finish a shawl, but this was from last week. This is the shawl that I finished, and, very, very colorful. And it's a pretty big shawl, too. So it looks like this. I use a 6mm hook for this, too. You know, the more I think about it, I think I use a 6mm hook for literally everything. Other than hats. A 6mm is like my go-to hook. For blankets, shawls, scarves, cardigans, 6mm is like my go-to. And I have an applique that I made. He looks a little weird now because he's not like on a blanket. But this is my little butterfly applique. His antennas need glued like this. But I had started, and the reason I had started another granny rectangle baby blanket. And I was doing it in purples, blues, and whites. Well, I guess it would be purples, blues, and white. And, I'm frogging that thing. I already started frogging that thing last night. And I have like 2 colors left to go. And I'm balling up the yarn that I take off of the blanket that I frogged. And I'm just going to reuse the yarn whenever I do the, because I'm doing a granny rectangle right now, and I'm going to make it a granny square blanket. I ain't doing no more rectangle blankets. For number one, they take way too long, and I'm just not about that. So, the rest of the things that I have in my basket are amigurumis, and I have one of one thing, three of another thing, and 4 of another thing. So we will show you the one, and I made a little bee. It's a little lopsided. But here's my little bee. This pattern is by Katie Dids. It's a free pattern that she has on her at Instagram. So I finished him. And then after I made him, I made 3 loaf cats. So here is loaf cat number 1. And then here is loaf cat number 2. And then I made a rainbow loaf cat. And I gave him a red nose. I gave this one a pink nose. And then I didn't think about giving this one a safety nose. I just did an X on him. So there's all of my loaf cats. And they all have pretty much the same color tail. This one, the rainbow one, has a blue. And I tell you what, this rainbow cat, this was all the yarn I had left over. I literally had just enough yarn to weave or sew on his tail. So there is all of my loaf cats that I have made. And then I made 4 of a Brontosaurus. And that pattern is by Crochet Grove. So I made this one here. And this one is Mom's. And because it has purple eyes, and that's the color that she wanted it. But he is so cute. So here, Mom, you can have your little Brontosaurus. He was so cute that I had to make another one in the same yarn. And he has blue sparkly eyes. And I use a 3.75 millimeter hook for these. Then I made this one here, and this one is in Christmas colors. And this one did a lot of pulling on the body. So, like, you got this big patch of red, you got a little bit of white, then you got this big patch of green, and then a little bit of white. His legs came out pretty cool because they're all different. His tail and his head came out pretty cool. So I got that one. And then the last one I made was this little rainbow one. And I didn't do nothing special. I didn't color control anything. I started did all the body parts, didn't color control nothing, just did it. So he is done. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 amigurumis. They're small amigurumis, but they still count. I have an applique. I have 4 cardigans in progress. And I finished a baby blanket. And I finished a couple bags. And a shawl. So, I want to talk to you guys about something. Mom already knows about it, and so does my grandma about it. So, I don't know if you guys noticed, but in my last video, I think it was, I might not even have posted the video. I don't know if I did or not. I've made about 4 or 5 videos this week and haven't posted any of them. In the beginning of the year, I made some goals for myself about donating stuff. And I was looking at my chart the other day, trying to figure out how much stuff I had. And honestly, I am nowhere near where I should be for me donating to all of the places that I am donating, that I donate to. So, I have decided this year, 2025, I am not donating anything to anybody. And the reason why is because when the numbers weren't matching up to where I wanted them to be, I got really discouraged and very, very emotional. And I made the comment to Mom and Graham that donating anymore was becoming more like a job than actual fun. And I had on a piece of paper a whole bunch. I had a number for everything to give to everybody. And on how much stuff I would have to make this year was over probably 250 items. And I did do a huge donation in the beginning of this year in February. But I have decided that 2025 and possibly even 2026, I am going to take a break from donations. Now, I'm still going to make stuff and collect stuff, but I want to start working on stuff that is going to make me happy, and right now it is not donation stuff. I still work on hats, I still work on shawls, I still work on scarves and amigurumis and stuff, but I am taking a break. Nobody is getting anything this year. I usually give to my cousin for the kids at her church. She's not getting nothing this year. And last year I gave to a Santa Claus. He ain't getting nothing this year. So, with that being said, like I said, I'm still going to keep making stuff, but it's just going to go in my totes for collections. And then in 2027, even in 2026, if I decide to donate stuff, then I will have stuff. But this year, I am taking a break. This is the first time in God, I don't even know how many years I have been donating items. I think pretty much since I've been crocheting, I've donated items.
So,
And I started crocheting back in 2009. You know, my grandma taught me how to make the basic granny square, and I graduated school in high school in my trade school, and I didn't do any for like a couple of years after that. So it was probably like 2011, 2012 that I really got into crocheting. Like I said, my grandma taught me the basic granny square, and then I just started watching YouTube and doing everything else myself. So, yeah, this will be the first time since probably 2013 that I haven't donated anything. And if there's any OGs out there, you know I used to donate to 10, 11, 12 places every single year. And then there for a couple years, I dwindled it down to just a handful. And then, like the last couple years, even more places started coming back in. And I think about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even 7 years ago, I was only donating to like 3 places. And then the last like 3 years, I donated to like 6 places. Or 7 places, I think it was. And I just need a break. I need a break. I am entitled to a break. And like Graham and Mom have told me, I made it that way, and I'm allowed to take a break if I need a break, and that's what I need. I need a break. I want to start working on stuff for the shop. That's why I worked on all those bags last night. That's why I'm working on some cardigans for you guys. And, you know, if the cardigans don't sell or the bags don't sell, I'm sure I can find someplace to take them. But my main focus for the next long while, is going to be making stuff that makes me happy, stuff that I want to work on. And I will say this, I do really enjoy working on the cardigans. I love making baby blankets. Love making baby blankets. I wish that if I had one job that I could make baby blankets and they sell really well. Doubting myself probably ain't gonna happen, but that would be. And my one dream thing would be to eventually make stuff, like make crochet stuff and sew stuff, to have kind of like my own business. Now, legally, I can't have my own business because I am on SSI, and I don't want to have to get into all the tax stuff. But I would just like to be able to make stuff and sell stuff and make a little bit extra money. That I can put back into the channel. Like all of the, when I sell a bag or something, the money that I get for those bags, I usually go to Walmart and I buy more fabric or I buy more yarn to make projects with. So eventually it does come back into the channel. Or if I make like a big sale, then I use that money to get stuff off of Temu that I need. Like leverbacks, and I need to get some needles, like sewing needles. I want the ones that have the bent tip. And I've looked at Walmart and they do not sell the bent tip ones. I want I want the long ones, and I want the medium size, and I want the short ones. And they do have some. The only ones that I can find on Temu they're colorful, but there's only one size. And then you get the colorful ones that have the bent tip. They're all one size. And then you get straight ones that have the different size in. I don't want the straight ones. I got lots of those. I need some of the bent tip ones, because they work really nice when you're sewing amigurumi together. And when I was making those loaf cats, because I sewed the tip, the only thing you sew one is a tail. I would have liked to have my bent needle to get under the stitches and stuff, but all I had was a short, straight needle. I mean, it worked, but so I want to save up. I want to get some of those eventually and get stockpiled on those. And I need to get, I need to get lever backs, because a lot of the lever backs that I got the last time, they have like a weird hook on the end of them when I got them from Temu. And I had to file a couple of them off because it kept snagging on my yarn. And I have to be really careful because I have a skull one in my my little tin. And I wanted to use a skull one on one of the amigurumis I was working on. But I can't even get the lever back opened. So I'm going to have to go through all of my stitch markers. Probably go through all of the ones that I have in the room, too. Just to make sure that they open up, so that if I sell them, then they're good. So that'll be another time, another day. But yeah, so if there's any OGs out there who have been watching me for a long time, you know that I love donating, but lately it's more of a hassle and annoyance and more like a job, and I don't want it to be like a job. I want it to be fun. So that's where I'm at. I've already talked for almost I've talked for 33 minutes, and I'm gonna let you guys go. I am going to get this uploaded, and I'm gonna go put stuff back to where it belongs. I'm also gonna clean my room up a little bit, because when I was sewing last night, I was a little messy. I gotta clean off my desk because it is a little messy. But yeah, before I go down to Graham's, so I hope you guys have a great Friday. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And I'm not going to do a video down at Graham's anytime soon, I don't think. Well, that might change, because there's projects down there that need to be frogged, and I thought I had a container here. So I got lots of safety eyes. I just purchased a whole mess of safety eyes. And they came. And I wasn't going to take any down to Graham's. But I have decided that I am going to take some down to Graham's. I thought I had a container. I do not have a container. So I'm not taking anything down this weekend. But next weekend, I will be taking safety eyes. Because if me and Graham and Pap go to Walmart today, I'm going to be getting a small container to put my safety eyes in for down there. I do have safety eyes down there, but I don't have very many sizes. I have like the little ones that are like 5, 6, and 7 millimeter. I have like ginormous ones that are like 24, 25 millimeter. I don't use those size eyes. But I did just print a pattern that is, it is this little guy. Goober the Goblin. I absolutely love him. And I want to make one of him.
So you're gonna make one.
No, you already have one.
I don't have a goblin.
Yes, you do.
Where's him? Oh yeah, I do. I thought it was talking about the alien. What alien was the spaceship?
That's an alien. This is a goblin.
Oh.
Difference.
Yes, I do have them.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, I do.
So I'm making myself one. Not two, one.
So you don't have to make me one. I have one.
Now I just gotta figure out what color I'm gonna make it. I don't know if I want to make it green.
Make them blue.
I might make them blue. I might.
Go ahead.
I got big enough eyes now. I can definitely do that.
Yeah. Do it.
And another pattern I printed out was Perusa the Fungi. And it is by Osage County Crochet. I don't know how you say that. It's Fairuza. But whatever, it's this little guy. It's a little ragdoll. I just thought he was stinking adorable. And I know what color I'm making this one first. So, the bottom color is going to be blue. I want to make two of them. The bottom colors are going to be blue and black. And, no. Blue and green. And then the top of the blue one is going to be green. The top of the green one is going to be black. And then the spots are going to be blue and green for them. So, did you guys understand that? Because mom's looking at me kind of funny. Did you understand what I said?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want to make some of him. And then I got a whole freaking thing full over here of pattern, like amigurumi patterns. Because I changed my cart. My cart used to have bags of amigurumis sitting on it, waiting for me to finish them. Well, now it has yarn on it. And then the top shelf is where I have my safety eyes. So there's 3 shelves that have yarn on it. And what I do is the middle 2 shelves have like solid colors. And then the bottom shelf has variegated yarn for like variegated animals. And like I mean like Timothy's, loaf cats, octopies, jellyfish, things like that. And I have a lot of like leftover yarn from all my variegated projects. And there is a bear pattern. I don't know if I can find them. And this is the little alien that my mom was talking about.
He's so pretty.
When she thought yeah. She also wants me to make the space shuttle for him.
No, you don't have to.
Oh, you don't want the space shuttle?
I don't know. Let me see. No, you can make it.
She just likes the little alien, so I'm definitely going to make that for her.
I think it's adorable.
So I have this bear pattern here, and this is by Julie H.M. Toys. This one right here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to use... I started this bear. His head is ginormous. That's all the farther I got. His head is ginormous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of my leftover variegated yarn, and I am going to make this bear. So I am really excited for that too. But I can't do anything right now because I have to let you guys go. I've been talking nonstop for almost 41 minutes.
I you were going to sign up.
Yeah. So
and I just want to tell everybody to have a happy Mother's Day.
Yes, have a happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there in the world. But yeah, so I'm gonna let everybody go. Hope you guys have a great Friday, great weekend. We are having a little get together down at Graham's house. Mom's coming down. We're having hamburgers, hot dogs, baked beans, and I think macaroni and cheese. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But yeah, we're gonna have a little get together. And I'm gonna let you guys go. I keep saying that. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope you guys have a good day. It is finally Friday. Friday kind of snuck up on me this week. But yeah, I am gonna let you guys go. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys again later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.